YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So I'm back with another reaction. Now in this particular clip, this man says women really don't want marriage, baby. They want something else. So I'm gonna let him tell you what it is. But before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It is free to subscribe, share, and like the video, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking. We're gonna go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
Bro, women do not want marriage, bro. I would say 98% of women do not really want marriage, bro. What they really want is a day where they can wear a very expensive dress, get some very expensive jewelry, look the prettiest that they ever looked in their whole life, have all their friends and family come and their co-workers come and have their attention on them, and have this one day be about them. And they want a man that they feel like is gonna make them the center of their world forever. That's what they really want. The problem is it comes in the package of marriage. And the problem with that is marriage is connected to capitalism. You ever notice how every time we involve the government in something go wrong? Why the f do I gotta sign papers and get the government involved for us to be committed forever? This is supposed to be love. Love is spiritual. Love is deeper than the physical form. I gotta sign a paper? Now we getting the government involved. Now I gotta pay taxes and shit. What do this got to do with us? Hey man, I'm just a guy.
Listen, what do you guys think about what he had to say? I definitely want to get your thoughts on this one. Do you agree or do you disagree with what he had to say? Now, I will say on the part of him, you know, talking about women, you know, don't really want marriage, but they basically want a man to worship them. They want a man to, you know, bow down to them and treat them like a queen. You know, women have this idea that a man should be obsessed with them because that allow him to just do whatever they want him to do. This is why men who have standards don't really work well with modern women, because when a man has standards, he doesn't allow women to do whatever it is they want, and he doesn't let women run him or control him. So I think when it comes to marriage, I think a lot of women say they want marriage, but when you really break down to them what marriage is really about, and it's not this idea of a man just worshiping you and catering to you, and the marriage is not just about the wedding day and you looking pretty for that day and spending a lot of money. When it comes to the work that goes into it, they don't really want that. See, a lot of women want the show of everything. They want what it looks like, but they really don't want to put in the work to maintain it. And so when they really start, if you really tell a woman and break down to them what a marriage is about, and you know what their role is in the marriage, they don't really want it, because it doesn't look like a fairy tale to them. It doesn't look like a man worshiping them. It takes them putting in something too. It's not just all on a man to do everything just to make them happy 24/7. It means you have to put something in too. And they don't want that. Their idea of a perfect man and a perfect relationship is a man catering to them and worshiping them and giving them everything that giving her everything that she could possibly think of without her doing anything in return. She could just be whoever she is, rest in her femininity, as they would like to call it. And she don't really have to do much. You see, so when it comes to the work aspect of it, they're turned off by that. Oh my God, this is what the whole 50-50 and all of these, you know, conversations are about, because women don't think that they need to put in anything, because they think that they're the prize and you should worship them and give them everything they want, while you may be lacking in some areas. And oh my God, God forbid the man go out and, you know, find a woman who shows him some attention or seems like she wants to do things for him. These women lose their minds because it's not something that they ever really think about. You know what I'm saying? And I don't justify cheating, or I don't condone cheating, but I do understand that both parties need something as well. You can't just expect to get everything and never give anything and think that that is going to work, you know, for a lifetime. So I think when it comes to marriage, yes, women are more intrigued with the show of it all, you know, because that gives them a feeling that they're being catered to. You know, getting prepared for a wedding and a wedding dress and a big party is intriguing to women. This is why the wedding is such a big deal, and they feel so great and it has to be perfect. But there's no emphasis on working on the relationship aspect and learning what a wife's role is and how you're going to play a part in the relationship, the actual marriage, and not just the wedding day. So this is why a lot of marriages fail. A lot of women want the most for that day because it makes them feel the most special, you know, in their life. And it has to be perfect. And they think that the marriage should be like the wedding. The marriage has to be perfect in every aspect, and it's up to the man to provide this perfect life for you, while you just sit around and complain because you don't think that you have to put in it, and that's just unrealistic, honestly. And I say it all the time, it's not realistic, and this is why a lot of women walk away, because they have in their mind this fairy tale idea of what a relationship should be. And they let society and their friends and television hype them up and make them think that, oh, if it doesn't serve you, if he doesn't make you happy 24/7, then it's not worth it. And then they walk away, and they're on this constant search, this constant journey, as they would say, for finding this perfection in a relationship and in a man that just doesn't exist. And so, this is why I say, listen, you have to be realistic. Stop being delusional. It doesn't work. It doesn't work on your behalf. It just keeps you in a state of loneliness and bitterness and confusion, because what you realize is that what you're looking for doesn't exist. And when you can't find it, you're confused and bitter and wondering why you can't find your guy. You probably had the guy that would have been the best pick for you, but you didn't want him because he didn't fit into the superficial fairy tale narrative. So, once again, yeah, I do agree with him when he say a lot of these women don't really want marriage. They want a wedding. They want a show. They want a party. They want to look pretty. They want to feel special. And so that's why when that moment is over and then the real work begins, they don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with that. It's like, oh my God, if I got to be in a marriage with a man and I got to do work, I don't want it. But think about it. When you're by yourself, you have to put in work. In fact, you got to do it all by yourself. So you got to pay 100% of the bills. You got to handle if you got kids, you got to be responsible for that if their father's not in their lives, which most fathers aren't. So you're responsible for everything. And that's tiresome for a lot of these women. They don't really want to do that. But then when you get a man, you want him to do everything and you don't have to do anything. That's unrealistic. So you got to understand, whether you're single or whether you're in a relationship, you still have to put in the work. You still have to do something. You can't sit back and just live in this fairy tale. That's not realistic. And this is why a lot of these men aren't really happy with a lot of these women, or refuse to want marriage because they don't want to have to deal with that. And once again, the women were not taught how to be wives. So you go into it with this fairy tale mindset and you end up walking away because you don't understand what marriage is really supposed to be. You don't really know what it's about. And so it fails. You walk away, you quit, you give up because it's too much for you to handle. Not that the man was so bad and he was a horrible person. No, because of the reason you agreed to marry him, because he wasn't a bad dude. It's just that you didn't really know what marriage was about. And it was too much for you because you thought it was a cater to me situation. And when it wasn't, you got tired and it didn't serve you and you left. And that's typically what women do. So listen, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. What do you think about this video? Chime in. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.